Welcome back, students. So last video we studied about uniform motion and non-uniform motion. Yeah, uniform velocity and non-uniform velocity or variable velocity, then the term acceleration. What is acceleration? Okay. So uniform velocity means the same thing if it covers equal distance in equal interval of time. If an object covers equal distance in equal interval of time, means the speed will be uniform, constant speed. If it covers in a particular direction, then it's uniform velocity. Then it is uniform velocity. If it covers equal distance in equal interval of time in a particular direction, okay, in a particular direction, that is known as uniform velocity. An object is said to have uniform velocity if it covers equal distance in equal interval of time in a particular direction, that is constant speed in a particular direction. Okay, that is known as uniform velocity. Non-uniform means if it covers unequal distance in equal interval of time in a particular direction. If it covers unequal distance in equal interval of time in a particular direction, or if it covers equal distance in equal interval of time but the direction is changing. So two definition is there for variable velocity, or two methods are there. Totally three methods are there to change the velocity. Here two methods, if it covers unequal distance in equal interval of time in a particular direction, or if it covers equal distance in equal interval of time but the direction is changing, then also it is known as variable velocity or non-uniform velocity. So normally three methods are there to change the velocity of an moving object. The first one is to change the magnitude. That's here. Unequal distance in equal interval of time, we are changing the magnitude but the direction is not changing. Okay. So first method is change the magnitude keeping the direction constant. Second one, keep the magnitude constant but change the direction, that is here. Equal distance in equal interval of time, the magnitude is same but direction is keep on changing, that is the second way. Third one, both the magnitude wise and direction wise changes will be there. Okay. So three methods are there to change the velocity of an object. First one, by changing the speed keeping the direction of motion same. Second one, by changing the direction of motion keeping the speed of the object same. Third one, by changing both the speed and the direction of the moving object. In three ways we can change the velocity of an object. So if the velocity of an object is changing, that is known as acceleration. If the velocity of an object is changing, that is known as acceleration. So three methods are there to change the velocity. First one, velocity means we can write it like this: speed plus direction. So in first method we will keep this one constant, and we will change this one. Direction will be changing, keeping the speed constant. That is the first method. Second way, keep the direction constant. Keep this direction constant. Change the speed. Change the speed. Third one, both you can change. Speed and direction you can change. So, that is 3 ways to change the velocity of an object. If the velocity of an object is changing, change in velocity by time, that is known as acceleration. Change in velocity by time is known as acceleration. Change in velocity by time, that is known as acceleration. When the velocity of an object changes, increases or decreases, that is said to be accelerating. Okay. Normally in vehicles, accelerator is there. What's the function? To increase or decrease the speed. Okay. Increase the speed or decrease the speed. Actually, for decreasing, you need to apply brakes. Okay. Then, when the velocity of an object is changing, that is increases or decreases, then that term is known as acceleration. So, acceleration means rate of change of velocity. Rate of change means divided by time. Rate of change means divided by time. So, acceleration is rate of change of velocity. Here also change in velocity by time. How will you find change in velocity? That is final velocity minus initial velocity. Final velocity minus initial velocity. I will tell you how to represent the final velocity and the initial velocity when we do the problems. Normally, final velocity is represented by the letter V. Initial velocity is represented by the letter U. Small letters. So, acceleration you got it like this. Final velocity minus initial velocity divided by time taken, or we can write an equation like this: A equal to V minus U by T. We can write an equation like this: A equal to V minus U by T. A equal to V minus U by T. So, how will you represent V? Final velocity is represented by V, initial velocity is represented by U. In the same way, you have to write U. Don't write it like this, don't write it like this, all those things is not. You have to write it like this, U. Okay. So, A equal to V minus U by T. Now, this thing is change in velocity. Velocity. What's the unit of velocity? Meter per second. So, meter per second divided by time. Unit is second. All these are SI units. SI units of velocity is meter per second. SI unit of time is second. Now, what is the SI unit of acceleration? That is meter per second by second. Meter per second divided by second. That is meter per second square. Meter per second square. Okay. Meter per second square. How you got it? Meter by second divided by second. The second means second by 1. That is equal to meter by second. Take the reciprocal of this one into 1 by second. Okay. Into 1 by second. So, that is meter by second into second, second into second, second square. That same thing I wrote it like this: meter per second square. One more method is there to write it, that is meter second raised to minus 2. In this way also we can write the SI unit of acceleration. Okay, in this way also we can write the SI unit of acceleration. So, how does meter square comes in the unit of acceleration? So, you have to do it like this. Acceleration means change in velocity by time. SI unit of velocity is meter per second and that of time is seconds. So, meter by second, you will get the answer meter per second square. That is the SI unit of acceleration. Now, positive and negative acceleration is there. Positive acceleration means if the acceleration is increasing with time. If the acceleration is increasing with time, it is known as positive acceleration. Okay. Suppose example, an object falling towards the earth. An object is falling towards the earth. That is having positive acceleration. Okay. That we will discuss in the third chapter, acceleration due to gravity. Okay. There we will discuss it. Okay. So, when an object is falling towards the earth, what's the value of that increasing velocity? Okay. That we will discuss in that chapter, that is gravitation. Chapter 3 and physics. Then next one, the velocity of an object decreases with time. It's known as retardation or deceleration or negative acceleration. If the velocity of an object is decreasing with time, then it is known as deceleration or retardation or negative acceleration. Then, if initial velocity and final velocity is same, then acceleration is 0. If initial velocity is less and final velocity is more, then acceleration is positive. If final velocity is less than initial velocity, acceleration is negative. These three we will do it in the next problem. Okay. These three we will do it in the next problem. So, what's the equation to find acceleration? Change in velocity by time. A equal to v minus u by t. What is the SI unit of acceleration? Meter per second square. Now, we will do one problem, that is this one. From this table, you need to find the acceleration. That's a question. From the table, calculate the acceleration from 10 to 20 seconds, 30 to 40 seconds, 50 to 60 seconds, 60 to 70 seconds. You need to find the acceleration. Okay. So, first I will consider this one. First I will consider this one. 10 to 20 seconds. Okay. First one, 10 to 20 seconds. What is the acceleration? Now, what's the equation to find the acceleration? A equal to v minus u by t. A equal to v minus u by t. Now, what is t here? Difference in time. So, t you got it as 10 seconds. That is 20 minus 10. 20 minus 10 you got it as 10 seconds. Now, here in this case, which one is the initial velocity and which one is the final velocity? First velocity is known as initial velocity. First velocity is known as initial velocity, means when an object is starting, when a car is starting, that velocity is known as initial velocity. Final velocity means when the object stops, when the car stops, that is final velocity. Okay. So, here this one is initial velocity. So, this one is final velocity in that time. Okay. So, that is V minus U 10 minus 5 by 10. 10 minus 5 by 10. Why I am putting bracket here? What you will do is, you will just cancel that 10. Okay. You can't do it like that. Okay. That 10 is in the numerator. Then one more term is there, that is minus 5. So, first you will do this calculation, then divide it by 10. Okay. First you do this calculation, then divide by 10. So, what is this one? 10 minus 5, you will get the answer as 5. So, 5 by 10 meter per second square. 5 by 10 meter per second square, or 1 by 2 you can write it. Okay, 5 by 10 or 1 by 2 meter per second square. Now, what is the second portion? So, this one is A. B 30 to 40. So, this one is B. This one is B. 30 to 40. So, equation B 30 to 40. Now, what is the time difference or time interval? 40 minus 30. So, 10 seconds. So, T you got it as 10 seconds. T you got it as 10 seconds. Now, what is the change in velocity? What is the change in velocity? Here it is 15. Here also 15. Is there any change in the value? 15 and 15. It's no change in the value. So, what's the equation to find acceleration? A equal to V minus U by T, that is 15 minus 15 by 10, that is equal to 0 by 10, 0 meter per second square. 0 meter per second square. So, if the velocity is not changing, acceleration is 0. That's the first point. If the velocity of an object is not changing, acceleration is 0. Okay. The velocity of an object is not changing means acceleration is 0. Now, what about the third one? C. Which example? 50 to 60. 50 to 60. So, this one is the third case. C. Third case, 50 to 60. Now, what's the time interval? 60 minus 10. Sorry, 60 minus 50, that is equal to 10. So, just I will draw the box down. Otherwise, you will not be able to see it in that board. It's 50, this one 60, 25, 10. This one is velocity, this one is time. Now, which is the final velocity and which one is the initial velocity? At this one, this is the initial velocity and this one is the final velocity. Okay, if you consider only this time interval, this u is the initial velocity, that is 25, and v is the final velocity, that is 10. Okay, so now equation a equal to v minus u by t, that is v how much? V is 10. So 10 minus 25 divided by 10. 10 minus 25 divided by 10. Why I am putting a bracket there? First you do the subtraction. After that you can do the division. Okay. So, when you subtract 10 minus 25, what's the answer? Positive or negative? Negative 15. Negative 15 by 10 meter per second, or you can write it as minus 3 by 2 meter per second. Minus 3 by 2 meter per second. So, here the velocity is decreasing. Here the velocity is decreasing. So, acceleration will become negative. Okay, acceleration will become negative. So, 3 cases we studied. If velocity increases, acceleration is positive. Yeah, if if velocity is increases, if it increases, acceleration is positive. Acceleration is positive. If velocity is increasing, acceleration is positive. If velocity is decreases, acceleration is negative. If velocity is decreases, then acceleration is negative. If there is no change in velocity, if there is no change in velocity, if there is no change in velocity, then acceleration equal to 0. If there is no change in velocity, then acceleration is equal to 0. Okay. Then in that problem, one more section is there to do, that you have to do it as a homework. Okay. So, how will you find acceleration? Change in velocity by time. Change in velocity by time. Initial velocity final velocity എടുക്കാൻ confusion ആണെങ്കിൽ ആദ്യമുള്ള velocity initial. ആദ്യമുള്ള velocity initial velocity. അത് കഴിഞ്ഞു വരുന്ന velocity ആണ് final velocity. Okay. ആദ്യമുള്ള velocity initial velocity. അത് കഴിഞ്ഞുള്ള velocity ആണ് final velocity. I think now it's clear. Okay.